works. It's the old-fashioned style, so it's inside the vehicle under the carpet. I'm going to show you in a minute. I've got the scope hooked up, and I didn't realise on the MixSig scope, but you can do serial decoding, and it seems to be picking up messages quite nicely. Signal's perfect. Usually with control units, when you check the lives, the grounds, the bus, the actual bus and everything like that, what actually happens is usually when the control unit's faulty or broken, you end up like where when you plug it in, it ends up corrupting the signal, but in this case it isn't doing. So that's a bit, sometimes it's nice because you know it's the control unit then when you plug it in. I'll just show you what I'm up to anyway, and we can all see. So I've got the old MixSig up now, and what's good about this is, first of all, it's a really nice CAN signal. There's no corruption on that, and you can see the serial decoding there. So they're the packets of information. You can just see them actually in sort of hexadecimal, is it? I think it's hexadecimal. I'm good with CAN bus diagnosing, and the theory I'm not too bad at. And I know how it all works, but I don't know obviously what those are, because I don't have a list from the manufacturer to tell me what they are, because it's kind of always secret information. If I had a CAN edge, a CAN sniffer, I could take those packets of information here now, and I could get the CAN edge sniffer mode in with some other software to decode all that, and if I could decode it, I would know what their messages are, you know what I mean? So all we've got now essentially is this bad boy hooked up, dead easy, CAN high and CAN low, and I'm basically just checking I've got a good signal there. And how did I come to this? Well, I'm coming to the conclusion now that essentially what I've got is a faulty unit here. It looks like I've got a bad transfer box unit. It's not so easy with one hand. Just give me a minute. Put my phone down a sec. There we are. Right, good. So I've got that disconnected. It's not done anything. Disconnected. The signal's still the same, and it's picking up the bus quite nicely. There's nothing wrong with that in that sense. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to now turn everything off, disconnect the battery. Forget about the bus for now, because there's nothing wrong with that CAN bus signal. It's bang on, it's perfect. We know we've not got any physical problems with the CAN lines. So up to the control unit, we haven't got any problems. So all we need to do now, before we condemn this very expensive control unit, is just check a couple more things. So we'll check the voltages of the CAN anyway. We'll check the power supply from the ground and the CAS wake up to it, and that's it. There's two power supplies, one CAS wake up, and the rest are just CAN bus signals. So let's do that now. What we'll do, we'll just turn this off. Right, that's it. Whap that off now. Careful I don't shut registration plate, of course. I should have my tools here somewhere, which I don't have, unfortunately. I think I can just swizzle that off though with my hand. It was quite, not mega tight. 1 second. I've got all my other tools ready to roll there. Let me have a look over here at the rest of my tools. My toolbox is a little bit messy at the moment. I can't show registration plates, you see, that's the problem. Right, let's have a look. I'm just basically taking this off now, essentially. Just so as I can do some more checks. A nice way to make a video too. I don't have to do any editing then. It's just available afterwards because no one's watching, so you can all watch a bit later, I guess. Right, so what we'll do, the bus is now dead, obviously because there's no battery. We'll keep those probes in and we'll use them to measure. We can measure the resistance of the CAN bus now as well, you see. So let's just pull that out there now. So basically what we're doing now is we're just measuring the resistance of the CAN bus high and low, and really you always need to do that with the battery off, because if you don't do it with battery off you'll get the wrong resistance value every time, as the CAN bus is dominant and recessive, etc. So what we'll do now is prop the old phone up now. We'll measure the resistance and we're just going across like that. Essentially, it's not so easy when you're on your own. I really need some better glasses with internet connectivity, if you can still get them Google glasses. There we are. So I'm front probing them. We've got 60 ohms. So as you can see, there's nothing wrong with that CAN bus because, well, we had a good signal anyway, so we knew that. That just confirms it. 60 ohms, great. So that's one thing checked out nicely. So we've got good resistance. We've got a good signal. We don't really need to check the CAN bus voltage, but we can have a look at that if you want. And what we'll do now is we'll just put the battery back on, and what we're going to do is we're going to measure the blue and red, and the red, that's the CAN high and low, what we just checked. What we can also check before we condemn this unit is the power supply, which is the big red and green one and the brown one. And that small green with the red tracer is CAS wake up from the CAS. And CAS usually wake up is usually 1 volt less than battery voltage. So if it's 12 volts, it's 11 volts. Engine running, it's 13 volts instead of 14 volts, you know, as a rough rule of thumb. Right, let's get that back on. Let's put this back on now, essentially, so we can do some more checking, and then that's as fast as it is. It's as easy as that to diagnose anything. It's so easy to diagnose stuff if you know what you're doing. This is what I'm trying to do, essentially. I'm just trying to get that message across, how easy it is to diagnose stuff. Right, so what can we do? Well, it's terminal 30 power supply, which essentially means that you don't need to worry about putting ignition on or not. So here was our connector. Right, I'll just leave that phone propped up a minute. Not so easy, is it, to do all this on your own, but never mind. I'm going to front probe, but I'm not going to press hard on them because it's quite dangerous. You don't want to spread the terminals. I'm just gently touching them because it's so hard to back probe on this particular setup. Shitty probes, they're not very good probes, these cheap probes that you get with these tools. Right, good. So we've got 14 volts there, so we've got a good ground, we've got a good live. Now we've got another live we need to check just at the moment. It's not so bloody easy, this at all. Absolutely, we've got a carpet in the way and everything. Look, really, really nice. Very professional production, Johnson. We've got another live. Let's check the CAS wake up. That's easy to check as well. There's the CAS wake up. Let's put the ignition on. What's that? Right, ignition's on. Sorry about all this messing around, ladies and gentlemen. It must be a nightmare. I will try and get a better system next time. Probably I should have just got the gimbal hooked up, really. That would have been much more convivial, wouldn't it? Tell you what. Yeah, how's that? That's bang on, that, look. Great. No, I should have done that in the first place. So CAS wake up 1 volt less than what the battery voltage is usually. So we should see, with battery support, which is still on the car, we should see 13 volts maybe. There you are. So I've got battery support on there, so it's like 13.8, but it's really the real value of the voltage is this. There. So it's 1 volt less, so you should always remember that when you're doing CAS wake up. That's normal battery voltage. CAS wake up voltage, I think it's just switched off. Let me double check it. CAS wake up is 13 point something. There we are. It's roughly 1 volt less, 0.71 volt less. There's nothing wrong with CAS wake up. Let's check the voltage again. We've got good battery voltage. You've got one more live wire to check, and that concludes the checking basically after that. It's as simple as that. There you are. So there you are basically. We've checked everything. Let's get my camera. Right, so what we've checked is on here. We've checked the large wire, which is power supply. Green and red and brown, they're okay. We've got a good ground, we've got a good power supply. Small green and red CAS wake up, we've got 1 volt less, that's okay. CAN high and low, which is blue, red, red, that's okay. And this last one, red and white, got 12 volts as well. So there you are, there's nothing more to check. We've got a good can signal. When it plugs in, it doesn't do anything. So there's nothing else to check. This is the umbilical that goes to the transfer box under the vehicle. So we don't really need to check that. We can check the can voltage as well. That's not a problem, we can do that as well. Either plugged in or not plugged in. Let's leave that there again. Let's check that. 2.3, 2.5 I'm guessing, can voltage. I was going to back probe it, but I think I'll just front probe them again. Again, it's too difficult back probe, this one, for some reason. It's not so easy. Off we go. There we are. Let me just get that there so you can see it. 2.3 volts, can low. Can low and can high. Maybe a bit more. There we are, 2.5. So that's it, there's nothing else to do really. Essentially this car now, it just needs a new one of these, a new VTG control unit. It's an old type. The newer ones, when I say newer, the ones after this, after sort of this 2011 car, are built into the transfer box, so they're easy to diagnose. You don't have to take the seat out like I've had to do here. So yeah, that's it essentially. It just needs one of these, and that's how you check it. It's not if you've only just gonna watch this later and you didn't watch it live. Basically, it's dead easy. You can just scroll back and you'll see that I had a good scope trace and everything. Right, good. Let's hope next time I announce it a few days earlier and a few more people watch it. So there you are. It's all done. Everything's working. Right, good. So I'm gonna clean up now. Make me report on this job. Then I'm going to go home and I'm going to throw a video on tonight about tyre pressure monitoring and how I do it with the old Think tool. It's a pretty good video actually, so look forward to that everyone. Right, good, have a good day everyone, rest of your day, and I'll see you all later. Bye.